Hey, what's up, guys? Peter here once again. Another DIY over here. Last week I just changed my thermostat, and for some reason, a couple days later, my timing belt snapped. And I know because when it just stopped on me all of a sudden, but just to give you guys a general idea, you can kind of see it right over here if I pry this open. See the timing belt's right there? See it? It's broken. Right there. So yeah, that's how I know it snapped. So anyway, I'm just happy that this is a non-interference motor. So that means I should not have any valve problems or bent valves or whatnot, like any other old Honda or other engines. Anyway, so this is gonna be my second time changing the belt, but this time I'm gonna try to videotape as much of it for you guys, so you guys would be able to learn from it or maybe help you in some sort of way. Alright, for this job you're gonna need to basically remove these two. You're gonna remove that. So you're gonna remove this is the dog bone, they call it a dog bone engine mount. So you gotta remove that. By removing that bolt, remove that bolt, remove those two because you need to take the mount out. There's another bolt down over here. Somewhere down there, there's two pieces. Oh my gosh, my finger's already getting dirty. I need to take out the alternator. So in this job, you're probably going to need a 10 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 17 millimeter, possibly a 19 millimeter breaker bar. I'm going to try to do this job with no air tools. Let's see what happens. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I already started on taking it apart. Basically, I took off the wheel, safety first. This is how I did it. I put my tire right there, one safety, jack stand right there, another safety, and for an extra safety measure, hydraulic jack right there. I took off the dust cover that's covering the underdrive pulley, and my little disclaimer here, you need to remove this right there. But I didn't want to use my impact wrench, so as some of you savvy mechanics know, if the underdrive pulley is on the passenger side, you can snap the motor, snap the starter. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not encouraging it, and it's a big safety issue if you don't know what you're doing. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And so now the bolt is loose, and another good thing is that I put anti-seize lubricant in that 5 years ago, so now I'm reaping the benefit. Another thing you got to do is loosen the power steering belt. Now, if you guys could see it, it's right over there, right in front of my index finger. And what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I could even show you guys. There it is. I'm gonna just use the extension and take it off from here. Okay, so far that's the steps I've done on that, so I can release the power steering tension, so I can remove the belt, and then I have to remove the alternator belt as well. If you're already doing this job, might as well change the drive belts as well, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that a little longer. My timing belt broke prematurely, so 50,000 miles. Anyway, I'll talk more about it in a little bit. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so I pretty much took everything out already. I already removed the belt. I already cleaned up all the mess that was there. My tensioner is still good. The bearings are still good. No noise. So we're good there. And then everything else is still good there. The spring's still strong right here for the tensioner. Anyway, guys, so here is the belt. It is bust. And I think the reason why it prematurely broke was because my valve cover gasket was leaking. And I think it was seeping through because the belt is a little oily. Not too much, but I don't know. You know what? I can't really say that because since it broke, it spun. So it may have touched the sides, but you can see it's clearly gone. Uh-oh. Yeah. So there it is. Alright, so anyway, guys. Yes, I'm working on this in the middle of the street because I cannot push my car up the driveway. And to take out the underdrive pulley, I had to use a wheel puller. There we go. So here it is right here. It was a pain to pull out. I mean, I did take the bolt out, but it was a pull to get out. So now I have already put the, I mean, anytime you break your timing belt, you have to put the car back to top dead center, top and bottom. So there. Luckily, I did it right last time. I did the change, so I put my marks there. So all I had to do was spin the pulley, and I was able to bring the top to top dead center. However, the bottom one, I made a mark on it as well, right there, that white dot right there. But in able to get it to top dead center, you would have to put the dust cover back on. So I would have to put the top cover on again and put the pulley back on. And you guys want to spin it around 4 times to make sure that every single rotation ends up at that 0 mark right there. I even marked it right there. So I'm going to put it back on, and then I'll show you guys how I do it. Alright guys, now that I've put it back on, you will also need to put the center bolt back on, because you're going to use it to spin it. Now don't over tighten it, because you don't want to have to break it off again. Okay, and it's really important that the dust cover is on properly, and I'll show you guys, because that will determine your timing. So you could just spin that wheel and make sure it's at 0 right here, which is top dead center. I don't know if I could really zoom that. Let me try zooming it. There we go. So now remember how I made a notch on my flywheel? That needs to align to 0 to be top dead center. So when you put on your belt, the top pulley is TDC, top dead center, and the bottom the bottom pulley is top dead center as well. Now the cover, it has these little notches so that you know it's on properly. See, I already made marks on the inside as well, so I don't need to put the cover back on. But the problem was that when the belt broke, I think it erased it. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I put this at TDC, I'm going to take it back out, and I'm going to make marks on the inside. Okay, I'll show you guys right that in a minute. So you would have to spin it using your the pulley that you use, or the tool that you use to take out the bolt. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep spinning this thing till it goes, till this white mark right here, right there, is aligned with the 0 up top. Alright guys, it's kind of hard to tell if it's exactly on the money, but on this side, if you look at the notch, I mean, if you look at it closely, you know, because the paint kind of overfilled, there's a notch. There's actually a notch, and it's literally right lined up with the 0 right over there. See, it's lined right there. So that is top dead center. So now what I got to do is put the belt on, spin the motor about 4 times, and make sure that the top and the bottom are both top dead center on every rotation. Alright guys, and I want to let you know, I always promote OEM parts. So this is it, part number 13568-09041, and as always, Toyota does not sponsor me. I don't have any of that good stuff, but I do use original part. The funny thing is that on the old one, that is not an OEM part, and that probably explains the reason why it broke. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and install this, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so the belt is now in, and like I said, once you get it in, make sure that that's TDC, top dead center. Make sure that that is top dead center. See how this notch is aligned with the 0 right there, top dead center right there. Okay, and what I did was that what you want to do to get a full rotation is you want to spin the pulley 4 full rotations. So that's why I made a notch here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if these are aligned after the 4th spin, you're good to go. So belt is tight, everything is ready to go. All right guys, so I'm gonna start putting everything back and we'll get back to you in a bit. All right guys, the car is back in order. So anyway, putting it back together, you just have to put it in reverse order. What I usually do also, you guys, is that before I put everything back together, of course I put the bolt back on the flywheel and the bottom pulley, and I start the car just to make sure that all the components are okay and then the belt is not flapping. Okay, that's one thing I do. So yeah, she's back on the road. Anyway, make sure that you guys torque the bolts according to factory specs. With me personally, I don't do it. I just everything by hand, and I just kind of feel for it. So all the people out there that have heavy hands, don't do it that way, because you're gonna damage something. Also, it's a good time to inspect if all your seals are leaking, or if your other belts are frayed. Yeah, I already test drove the car, everything's good. No rattling, nothing. So it's all good, it's all done up. Hopefully you guys you know, learned something from this video. You already know that timing belts are not really for people that don't know much about cars. So, but for you that's mechanically inclined in such a way, this is something that you could learn how to do, and it's not that hard, and it'll save you hundreds of dollars. Toyota wanted to charge me, well, a regular independent shop was charging $800 for this job, which is somewhat fair because they're using original parts, but that means it's about $400 in labor. So yeah, you can just imagine what the dealership would charge, probably $1,200. So do it yourself. With me, the timing belt itself was $33.53, and it was an original Toyota part. And again, I use an aftermarket part, and what happened was that it snapped on me prematurely at 52,000 miles, when this is supposed to be 100,000 mile before your timing belts do. So anyway, everything's back to normal here, and the cool part is that last week I just changed my thermostat, and I just changed the oil, and I flushed out the cooling system last week, so this car is pretty much really good right now. Anyway guys, oh, and one other thing, whenever you work on your car, always disconnect the negative terminal. With me yesterday, I actually blew out my alternator fuse, because this is the cable that feeds the whole car, the main that connects to the 100 amp fuse, and when I connected the battery to test out the engine, it touched a metal piece, and I blew out my 100 amp fuse. And it's a pain on this car, you guys. If you ever have to change that fuse, you would have to remove the whole unit out, and it's a pain. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please post it on the link down below or the description box below. Please watch the other videos down below that I'm posting on this car. 202,000 miles this car, and it runs great. So Toyota for you, baby. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.